Anyone remember Samurai Jack having a video game in 2020? You know, that abysmal year that was 2020 that brought the pandemic with it? No? Well, with everything going on, I can't really say I blame you. It came out last year and it just kind of dipped afterwards of a kind of, okay, that happened, and alright, happy that it came out, and it just happened. With it kind of being an alternate ending for the series overall. Kind of reminded me of the PS2 days of hack and slash with platformer elements mixed in. But let's talk about it, because, why not? Why not shed some light back on this game, which kind of served as an alternate ending to the series overall. RexBebop. So let's start with the story, shall we? The game picks up during the finale of Season 5, immediately right after Jack freed Ashi from Aku's control, and begins to travel back in the past with her. In a last-ditch effort to save himself, Aku transports Jack into a time pocket, which is a rift in time and space that is not affected by the main timeline, and it's under Aku's complete control, forcing Jack to relive many of the challenges that he's faced before in familiar locations. However, Aku states at the start of the second level, everything in the time pocket isn't what as it seems, and the new dangers will stop at nothing to finish Jack off. Aku is also corrupted the royal family Kamon crest, basically Jack's family's crest, with his black magic, and has scattered them throughout the world. As a side quest, Jack must also destroy them to weaken Aku. If you manage to defeat Aku after destroying all of the 50 common medals, I know I'm saying this wrong, and I know I'm butchering it, but sorry for that, you will get a scene familiar to the normal ending, but is separate from the original finale's conclusion. Ashi and Jack will be able to finally marry in his liberated homeland, and rather than Ashi just fading into like it's Evangelion or something, Jack sitting alone, or standing alone as the show ended, Jack and Ashi happily embrace near the fields and the mountains at next to the cherry blossom tree. It's pretty much the Jack finally gets his happy ending after all the BS that he's dealt with throughout 5 seasons. Yeah, that's basically the story. I basically spoiled it, but again, like I said in the intro, this basically serves as an alternate ending for the entire series. And honestly, people would rather take this ending than the ending that we got in the series, which, the gods not throwing Jack a bone for everything that he's done and just reviving Ashi like they should have. But yeah, if you manage to just destroy all the common metals, you basically get the true finale of the game. That's the story. How's the gameplay look? I'd say the gameplay is probably one of the strongest aspects that Battle Through Time has, if it's on its own, if you don't count the story. Like, Jack has his sword, Jack can use many weapons, Jack can use his guns, use many variations of guns, Jack can even use his samurai fists if he wants to. You can literally clear out an entire level with just your fists alone. In terms of levels, you have Aku's Mines, which turns into the Swamp Village after a while. Some of these actually do transition into other levels, like the Mines turn into Swamp Village, Castle of Boone goes into the mountains, Cave of the Ancient, Undead Cemetery, Aku City then turns into the Western Train, you're back on the train, Ruins, you had to go through the Ruined City, Snowy Forest goes into the Ruined Tomb, the Sahara Desert goes into the prison ship, and then the Robot Graveyard, which is the longest level of them all. And then finally you have Aku's Tower. So in total, you have 9 levels to go through, if you don't count the transition levels anyway. But I say, yeah, it does stand up on its own in terms of the combat, and even in terms of the music. There's several references here for fans of the franchise too, of the entire series. You even have, it basically is a point A to point B system where it's like you start off, you get transported into a level, right? And then you basically you're tasked with going through pretty much anything Aku throws at you, including the Mongo in some levels, the Imakandi warriors. Like, you have the fodder enemies, like many variations of the beetle drones. Then you always have a boss to fight. The Scotsman being one of them because they're being controlled by Aku. Because remember, this is a time pocket of his creation. So some characters you do have to actually, beat. The giant beetle drones, the lava monster, the hag witch, Josephine and Ezekiel Clinch, the guys from the train, Scaramouche, the daughters of Aku once again, Lazarus 92, the slug monster. You have to face Ashi again, and then finally, of course, you have Aku for the final big bad battle. But in terms of everything that this game shows off, and this game has, and there's even a challenge mode for after you beat the game too. Even after a year, the cutscenes still look nice. Everyone looks really good in 3D. Despite some of my negatives I do still have with it, like them just not really utilizing all the characters that show up in cutscenes, like in actual cutscenes. They just have them like talk in like text. It's just like you have pretty much really the entire cast of who you wanted to be in this game back in here, but you don't really utilize them that much. Only in the opening and ending cutscenes for each level. It's like, okay, really, guys, you kind of had to. I know you cut corners somewhere, but this, like, really, you cut corners here. And you have positives like the more damage Jack takes, the more his gi gets messed up or his armor gets messed up, and he looks like hell afterwards. And so you have to heal yourself in order to to fix yourself back up. It's just like in the stuff that Jack can do. He can even steal weapons from enemies. If you get their health really low, you can take their guns from them. You can really take their weapons from them, which is insane to think about. It's just like this man you can really just go through an entire level with just using your fists, and it's amazing. It's like some stuff like that they really did nail, and then you have negatives like you have to go in the skill tree to actually buy the double jump. You have to buy the jump good move. It's like you have to buy the dodge roll. It's like certain things when you start a new game is just insane to me. It's like things that should already be at the start you have to unlock. Why should Samurai Jack of all people have to unlock jump good when he should already have this? Jump good, the thing that he learned within the series. Why should I have to unlock this? Why should I have to unlock double jump? Why should I have to unlock a dodge roll? Why? It's just like certain things like that just like kind of piss me off. So yeah, it still like fries me when I think back at this. But yeah, in terms of everything else positive that I can give it, like the story, the characters, who they got to play the characters again, and like the combat itself, and even the presentation of it all, with this really being the real true blue finale for the series itself, I say it still holds up. I still like what I'm given here, because it does really remind me of the PS2 era of like licensed titles. And this is like the first Samurai Jack game since the Shadow of Aku, and I just really wanted to shine some light on it again, because I'm pretty sure this is probably the last thing of Samurai Jack that Genndy Tartakovsky is gonna do, because even at first he really did not want to do this at first, but they kind of like, but Solo Studios kind of like, we kind of want to do this, but we kind of need your approval to do it. So he pretty much was on board for this after a while. If you look it up, it is actually, you gotta look it up, but it's real. But yeah, I still like what I'm given with this game. Like, it's not gonna set the world on fire or anything, but it's still a good waste of 10 hours if you're willing to put that much time into a hack and slash game like this, if you're willing, of course. But anyway, I just wanted to shed some light on this and just kind of give an experiment with this Does Anyone Remember series, or Anyone Remember, if whatever I'm gonna name this. Just some games I think like could get some more light shed on them, because it wasn't that long ago, and I don't know, I just wanted to talk about some more games. So anyway, that's all from me. RexBebop signing out. Peace. Sees you when I sees you.